Hello, everyone. Hello, beautiful souls. My name is Justyna Kikowska. I am a psychic, a clairvoyant, and energy healer. And I come to you from lovemiraclesjk.com, also from YouTube channel Love Miracles JK and my Instagram Love Miracles JK. And today, because of Halloween celebration that is happening everywhere around the world, and especially here in the United States, I would like to tell you about my experience with death and why I am not afraid of death and why we shouldn't be afraid of death. Also, what is death and what happens after we cross over? Because we only cross over, we do not die. We do not cease to exist. I want to tell you about my experience with people who are ready or about to leave this planet Earth because their body or their bodies are deteriorating. Their health condition is getting worse. And the family members want them to be in peace, want them to leave this planet Earth, want them to be free from their suffering. And very often on such occasions, their family members contact me and they ask me to help. They ask me to see what the reasons are why this person, who in their eyes is about to leave this planet Earth, is not leaving or even refusing to leave. They also tell me about their health issues, health problems, and how much they suffer. And as soon as I get a permission from the person that is getting ready to cross over, permission to work on them, to help them, and to get them ready for this wonderful journey, wonderful journey home, because that's how I see it and that's how it is. I'm going to tell you about this process in a minute. So, what is the first thing that I usually do when I get a request like that from a family member and I get the permission and the consent from the person that is getting ready to leave this planet Earth? The first thing I do is I look at what are the places in the physical body that needs healing, so the person can get some release from pain, from suffering, and function physically a little bit better. I'm I'm going to tell you about a person that I worked recently, and she was 91 years old. I got her consent to help her, to work with her. And first, I found out what were the reasons why she was refusing to leave this planet Earth. What were the things that were still keeping her here? What was she holding on to and didn't want to release it? After doing this research, I decided to, or actually not me, the energy told me that it's a good idea to do some healing sessions for her on her physical body, to give her more comfort, to release her from pain. And during the first session that I did on her body, there was already a 30% improvement in her physical condition. And her family members, after the first session, told me that something unusual, something amazing happened, because she wanted to join them for dinner at the restaurant next day. And she hadn't done anything like that for about a year and a half. She hadn't left her house for about a year and a half. So that was a wonderful news to hear. The next session that I have done on her physical body gave her 50% release. And during the session, something amazing happened as well. It happens in many sessions. It doesn't matter what the problem of the person is. It happens quite a lot. Her soul understood that it was not alone, that someone was helping her, that someone was helping her in this process of leaving this planet Earth. And her soul said, "Oh my God, I'm not alone. Someone is helping me." And that was a wonderful feeling of joy that I felt coming from her soul, and a wonderful feeling of relief that yes, there is somebody who can help me. I'm not alone. And I know that I'm going to be okay. And after the second session that I have worked on her physical body, there was another confirmation from the physical world, a confirmation from her family members saying that her physical strength was much higher, and she was willing to do more, and she was walking around the house talking to them. And she didn't feel the pain as much as in the past. Then I did a session where I released her from all the fears that were keeping her here, that were kind of keeping her nailed to this life, to this body of hers. And these fears, because of these fears, she was not willing to go anywhere. She was very, very afraid of facing, number one, the unknown, facing God, and so on. These fears that she experienced, or she was experiencing, they are very common fears, and many people, that's my experience, many people feel them. And these are the reasons why we may not want to leave this planet Earth. A very common fear that most people feel is guilt, the feeling of guilt. Guilt of not accomplishing enough, guilt of making mistakes, guilt of committing sins, guilt of not being good enough, guilt of not being a good person. In her case, it was a feeling of guilt for not accomplishing much in her life. She was afraid of being judged by God for not using the gift of life in the right way. She was afraid of so-called last judgment. She was also very much chained to her house, very much attached to the material aspect of her life that was her house. Her house, in her mind, was the only thing that she accomplished in her life, and she didn't want to let it go. And that was one of the things that was also keeping her here on this planet Earth. She didn't want to let go of her house. So let me tell you in short what happened in the session. After releasing her from, let's say, 5 fears that she was experiencing. There was a turn. In this turn, the energy of creation, God, told her, and she felt it, that she was loved. She is loved. And that He is only love. And there is nothing to be afraid. And He is welcoming her home with His open arms. And that goes for all of us. That goes for all of us. We just have a very wrong image of what God is and what happens after we die. she understood. She understood what happened to her, and she understood the conversation. And that was an amazing thing that happened in the session as well. All her other fears, all the other things that she was attached to and didn't want to let go, they kind of flew away. Flew away like golden birds or butterflies. They just melted in the energy. They stopped to exist. And there was no need for me to do all the other processes of releasing her from the other fears or attachments. She was free. She was free. There was an interesting thing in this session also, because even though she knew she was free and she could go, she was free to go, and she was afraid of nothing. There was no fear inside her head or inside her body or inside her being. She made a request. I saw that her her feet were still kind of attached and holding on to the earth. And so I asked her what was the reason for it. And she basically said that she wanted to still be here until her beloved niece was going to be reunited with her husband. And of course, her request was granted. She was granted the request. The next step was to show her, to tell her what happens when she finally decides to go, to separate her soul from her body and to cross over. And I'm going to tell you about it in a minute. This session of releasing her from fear, many fears that were making her stay here and still be attached to life, very much so. Also had its results in the physical realm, in the physical world. Her family members told me that her attitude changed drastically. She was much more in peace, much more understandable, much more understanding, much more relaxed, happy, willing to live her life freely. There was also another thing that might be interesting for you to know. Why? Because a lot of people suffer from this idea, this false idea that we carry in our heads, that we haven't accomplished much, we haven't done enough, that we have wasted our life. So in this person's case, what happened was she was also a victim. She was also a victim of a curse, a family curse, and a curse of an individual person. And unfortunately, the energy of these curses didn't let her move freely and didn't let her do what she wanted to do in her life and kept her in the arms of fear of being in a relationship, having children, and so on and so forth. So I'm telling you this because this is something that we also are not aware of. We are not aware of why certain things are not going the way we want to go. And there are many reasons why it may not go the way we want to go. But one of them is what we call in the energy work a family curse, or a curse on the family, or a curse of an individual person. And you can beautifully release it and make the person free of it in the process of healing and in the process of letting it melt in the energy of creation, in the light of love and light, in the light of God. Now, let me tell you what happens after a soul decides to cross over. So the process of separation of the soul from the body is very peaceful, very light, very smooth. There is no pain. We are afraid of the fact that death is pain. Death is not painful. Death is very peaceful. As soon as we are free from all attachments, fear that is keeping us chained to this world, we feel the support of the family members who are already home, who are already in heaven. And we feel this love, support, peace. We feel at a great ease. And as soon as we separate ourselves from our body, we see our spiritual guides. We see Archangel Azrael, who is the angel helping us crossing to the other side, who is helping us taking this journey, a journey returning home. What happens next is when we realize we are not in the physical body anymore. We look at our loved ones who are still on the planet Earth, our family members, everybody who is gathered around our bedside. And the soul says, smile, I am still alive and I am still among you. I am free of pain and I am happy. I am in peace. I know I am safe. I know you are safe. and I bless your life. And I know that you're going to have a very secure and blessed life. The words of the soul, these words of the soul, embrace the family with the sense of peace, with the sense of love, with the sense of gratefulness, and release. Then the soul takes a hand of an Archangel Azrael and a family member and sees a very bright light in front of itself, a bright light in the form of a tunnel. The soul goes inside the tunnel, and in split seconds, is standing in front of a gate. And the soul sees other family members and people who are already home, who are already in heaven. And they are saying, finally you're here. You are home. We are so happy for you. And from that moment on, the soul enters the world of souls and goes to the place called a healing place. After the healing process, the soul stays within the groups of souls and learns and works with them in order to be able to help the soul's loved ones who are still on the planet Earth. The souls are allowed to help, they are allowed to give support, they are allowed to visit their loved ones without interfering. They cannot interfere. And they stay in this group of souls in order to learn, realize, and remember that they are energetic beings, that they are full of light, light of love, and they live forever. And with this very optimistic accent, living forever, never dying. And the fact that we are all the bright light of love, that we are all energy that lives forever. I want to leave you and invite you to contact me whenever you need help with any issues that you may be facing at this moment. Your marriage, a death of a family member, maybe preparing someone to cross over, as I have described it in this recording today. Energy work is a wonderful tool that can help me and you see what's hidden in your subconscious mind. What are the fears, blockages, false beliefs that keep you going in circles sometimes. I'm here to tell you that you can be free. I am an example of that. And you can live your life to the fullest. You can make all your dreams come true. Thank you for today. Have a wonderful Halloween and celebration of the Day of the Dead. I'll see you next time. Thank you.